for ordinary individuals to achieve economic success. What about Dr. Stephen Covey, the well-known author of the famous best-selling book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People? He endorses the industry as one that has come of age, an entrepreneurial opportunity where people can use their talent and passion towards a greater good. Nobel Prize-winning economist Paul Zane Pilzer states, "We are in the midst of a boom in home-based businesses, and it shows no sign of slowing down." MSNBC's Mad Money host, Jim Cramer, pointed out the direct selling industry has lots of room to grow internationally. On one of his shows, he said, "There's always a bull market somewhere." You know what's in a tremendous bull market mode? Direct selling. David Bach, best-selling author of Start Late, Finish Rich. Robert Allen, the best-selling author of multiple streams of income and 1 Minute Millionaire. Wade Cook, author of Wall Street Money. Faith Popcorn, a trend expert, and many, many more have embraced and supported the industry of direct selling and network marketing opportunity. Oh, and I nearly forgot. Carl Lewis, 9-time Olympic champion, who some would arguably say the Olympian of the century, has chosen to actually be with a direct selling company that is in line with his beliefs. All this, my friend, is just the tip of the iceberg, but it's fair to say that I've shared with you enough names and statements to make a point. The industry is not on trial. It doesn't need to prove itself. It's already done so, and it's soaring. Whether you've just entered the world of direct selling, have been in it half-heartedly, or had any misconceptions and fears, maybe thinking it may not really work, maybe you thought you were in it alone, I truly hope that you boot your doubts out the door. Big, smart, and forward-thinking people and companies are noticing, embracing, endorsing, and more importantly, utilizing this amazing opportunity in today's testing times. With such social proof, it should be clear to you, as any smart individual, that the direct selling industry is an opportunity not to be missed. When such names make statements, or through their actions they endorse the industry, then I'm sure you're smart enough to know that you're staring at a winner. Make the most of it, because every smart person that's realizing what I'm sharing with you today is running to find out how they can be involved and benefit from this amazing and booming industry. You might ask, who is this business opportunity good for? Anyone and everyone, as long as they get it, as long as they see what we see. Do you get it? Do you see what we see? You might say, okay, Kevin, but what if these gurus, big shots, and companies are wrong? What if they're mistaken about this trend and there isn't one at all? That's a fair question. But here's the thing. If it was only the opinion of 1 or 2 big names or companies who were endorsing the industry, then we could say that yes, there is a possibility for them to be wrong. It's fair enough. But there are too many smart individuals that are in the know, have huge circles of influence, people who don't need to promote, endorse, or embrace the industry. Companies who have made a choice to be involved in this industry purely because it makes sense. They collectively see this trend. They all see it. They get it, and they've chosen to get in. Again, like I said, this isn't an industry that needs to be proven. We've passed that stage. It's already done so. The stage is now one that's screaming boom time. The industry already has created more millionaires than any other industry in the history of the world. And did you know that the industry of direct selling has become such a powerful and undeniable force that is being taught at Harvard University? Isn't that interesting? I can hear you ask, Kevin, why would big companies want to be involved in the direct selling industry? You see, at first, I also couldn't see why big companies wanted to go down the direct selling and network marketing way. But then, after seeing and going through what I'm about to share with you, it all made absolute sense. In the world as we know it, we are being bombarded left, right, and center with advertising, marketing, information that is unwanted yet forced upon us most of the time. when our phones, emails, and social networking accounts are being spammed, when we go to the mall and seek refuge away from all these messages by going to the bathroom only to lock the door, sit down, look up, and wham! Yet another advertising. This causes most people to actually just filter out the majority of advertising messages out there. We get overloaded and in most cases just become numb to it all. Which means millions and millions of dollars spent by large companies on advertising go to waste. The direct selling industry has become the fastest and most effective way to get a product or service to the end consumer. Smart companies are realizing this is an effective way to break through all the clutter that is out in the marketplace by going direct, bypassing the middlemen, straight to the consumer, saving themselves a ton of money in what would have been wasted advertising. A percentage of that income is then rewarded and shared with those who help get these products and services out. It's a win-win-win for all. Think about it. When a friend or a family member has tested or tried something and they tell you about it, like say, a good restaurant, the chances are when it comes to going out for dinner, you will remember the place that was recommended to you. Going to the movies usually has us asking our friends, hey, what have you watched recently? And often, their thought about the movie influences our decision as to whether we watch it or not. Whether someone makes a purchase when they're being referred to at that moment in time, or when the time is right for them to make the purchase. Consumers remember a product or service that has been referred to by a trustable source. Hey, at the end of the day, when it comes to purchasing a product or service, who would you trust more? A billboard? A message from an internet pop-up window? A spam text message? The sign behind a cubicle door in the bathroom? Or the word of a family member, a friend, someone you trust? Of course, the person you trust every time. The bottom line is this. Word-of-mouth advertising is the most trusted form of advertising. Word-of-mouth advertising is the best form of advertising. Nothing beats it. The direct selling industry is a true win-win-win for all. The end consumer gets a product or service if they need it. The company saves millions of dollars in otherwise wasted advertising. And the person involved in making the referral to the end user is rewarded for helping with the distribution. As complicated as some like to make things out to be, there's nothing fancy about this industry. It's a winning model that's very simple, effective, and kind of common sense. The industry is simple and really makes sense. With the right company and system of your choice, a huge opportunity exists. This is an opportunity for those who get it to get in. And there are many who are getting it and getting in. Please understand that as an industry, we don't want to drag people across the finish line. We don't have to convince anyone. We don't have to prove anything. If people like Warren Buffett, Donald Trump, Dr. Dennis Whaley, Stephen Covey, Robert Kiyosaki, David Bach, Tom Peters, Jim Collins, Paul Zane Pilzer, Carl Lewis, and companies like Coca-Cola and Gillette get it, then it clearly means we're talking about a big, big, big business. What we simply want to know is, do you see what we see? And if you do, then realize that this is a moving train. It won't stop. Not for me, not for you, not for anyone. If you want to enjoy both the ride and the rewards, then you need to hop on. Welcome to the industry of direct selling. The first and foremost fact is this. You must realize whether you choose to be involved in this industry or not, you are already doing the business. You're simply choosing not to get paid for it. I know when I've said this in the past, the faces in the audience went blank, and most people ask me to repeat the same statement that I've just made. So I will. Whether you choose to be in the direct selling industry or not, you are already doing this business. You're simply choosing not to get paid for it. I want you to imagine this for a moment. If you're the owner of a car, a piece of property, or a website owner, let's just say for the sake of this example, I represent a company and we wanted to do some advertising. Knowing very well that we would be generating business through the advertising, would you let us have our business advertised on your car, property, or website for free? No. You know it's advertising space that will generate our group income. And so, as a smart person, you will want a fee or a percentage profit of the revenue generated. And frankly, if the roles were reversed, I would do the same. If I can help you make a sale or a profit, then I certainly would like a share of it. Fair is fair. It happens all the time, all over the world. But you are allowing and doing the same concept of advertising for a variety of companies for free without even thinking twice about it. It's something you've always done, are currently doing, and will continue to do. But you're not getting paid for it. You are doing something that is so much more powerful than a billboard on the side of your property, so much more powerful than an ad on your car, so much more powerful than an ad on your website. In fact, it's so powerful, it far outweighs all the advertising methods combined. And yet, you're not even enjoying a share of the profits, my friend. Now that's insane. It's an insane thing for any sane, sensible, and smart person such as yourself to do. I have a challenge for you. I challenge you to ask anyone in the world, in any field, from any background, what's the best form of advertising? I'm even happy for you to pause the program right now, pick up the phone, call a few people, ask them, hey, what do you think the best form of advertising is? Go on, pause the program, make those calls. Great. I hope you made those calls and got what should be a unanimous answer. In fact, you probably already know the answer to this. Why don't I ask you? What's the best form of advertising? Say it with me. Word of mouth. Something you've done from the time you were a kid, suggesting to your friend to pick the chewing gum with the sticker on it, to just about everything you've come in contact with up until today. And my question to you is, why are you letting the best form of advertising go unpaid for when you can make a clip for something you've always done, normally do, and will continue to do so because it's human nature? I'm talking about getting paid for doing what you normally do. In fact, if you're so charitable and feel that you don't need the money, then be a selfless person and generate another stream of income to give to charity. At least you're able to channel that income to a great cause and make a positive difference in the world we live in. When you come across a good deal, a great product or service, you can't help but share it with friends and family that are close to you. A good cafe, a good movie, a good ice cream spot, a good accountant, a good web designer, you name it. We communicate and recommend through talking, emailing, text messaging. That's what we all do. My friend, even Hollywood knows this. Hollywood movie producers count on their advertising money to promote a movie as best as they possibly can for that first opening weekend, hoping to get in as many people to watch it and get good reviews. Why? Because the power of word of mouth will determine the fate of the movie, whether it will ultimately be a flop or a hit. Hollywood knows that word of mouth sells. But let me ask you, when was the last time you went to a movie, you loved it, told all your friends about it, who then in turn went and watched it, paid for the tickets, the snacks, came back telling you, wow, that was a great movie? When was the last time you had a representative from the movie theater call you and say, hey Sonny, thanks for advertising that movie for us. How about we give you 10% of all the sales that have come through and that will continue to come through because of your recommendation and the trickle effect of it and so forth? They haven't called you yet? Not only have they not called you, they don't even give you a discount on your popcorn for the indirect but the most powerful form of marketing. I will repeat, the most powerful form of marketing. Whatever your current position in life, wherever you're from, and whatever you're into, let's call a spade, nothing beats word of mouth. And yet, you are the same sane, sensible, and smart person who would not advertise if I came to you directly as a business to put an ad on your property, your car, or your website. Where's the sense in that? It's time you capitalize on the simple thing that occurs all too often in your life. You talk, you communicate. We all communicate, and we will continue to communicate through text messages, emails, phone calls, or being in person. We all do it. It's time you got rewarded.